Dr. Ali Zlatar is an educator, artist, activist, and founder of the Starving Artists, an initiative using creative voices for advocacy and systemic reform. Her doctoral research focused on embodied experience of well-being through creative arts and her visionary approach to art-based education and its commitment to fostering systemic reform have had a profound and positive impact on individuals worldwide. Ali has received many prestigious awards and is recognised globally for her humanitarian work. And she joins me today. Welcome, Ali.
Oh, thank you so much. That's such a nice intro. It's lovely to be here.
Well, it's all you. So let's get straight into the questions so that we can find out more about all of the amazing things that I've just mentioned. Ali, you created the Starving Artists, an initiative that empowers people through creative arts and has reached over 20,000 lives in 2017. What inspired you to create it?
I think for myself, honestly, it came from an experience of like ill health and I would just say lack of expression or lack of support. Growing up, I suffered from a very severe eating disorder. It persisted for over 10 years. And for me, growing up in like a very traditional European household, mental health was not talked about at all. And medical practitioners saw a diagnosis and they didn't see me, the person suffering from the disease. And it left me incredibly alone and vulnerable. And really, for me, art was that only way and tool to process, reflect, and engage in my own experiences. And then from there, it helped me communicate better with others because they got to see a glimpse behind that curtain of what it's actually like. And I realized that a lot of other people need that same type of tool for support and communication. And from there, I really started the Starving Artist as a one-time exhibition and publication. But it grew because so many people resonated with the work, and it's been able to make an immense impact for a long time now. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, 2017. And 10 years is such a long time to be coping with a mental health issue, especially as you say, when it tends to be hidden in the shadows, or it has done for a long period of time. Mental health and wellness is something that's being talked about a lot more now, but I think it's such an important topic. And so on that note, as well as empowering people, you do believe that art has the power to improve mental well-being, but also in addition to that, address climate change and explore migrant identity. So tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I think for me, starting off with the Starving Artist, it was supposed to really focus on health equity and really looking at art as a tool to champion people centered solutions within our healthcare systems. And from there, I realized that there are so many other marginalized communities that would also benefit from looking at art as a way to champion people centered solutions within so many different diverse communities. And the reason why I kind of branched out in those different directions was, again, me trying to process and explore my own experiences. So, for example, climate change, it actually came from a project where, as an end user for pharmaceutical products, after many years of chronic ill health, I saw the impact on the planet and I felt powerless to do anything about all the plastic waste that was being created. So from there, I created an art billboard campaign to really take those private conversations and bring them into the public. And I was able to use that art billboard campaign to have dialogue with some of the top pharmaceutical companies. And what they really got to see was that that impact that their products have on the people who are using it and also on the planet. So from there, we were able to make sustainable recommendations and solutions. And while it was just one project, again, it really just saw that full potential. So we've been really exploring so many different topics within the last, I would say within the last 4 years, we've really been expanding that outreach of looking at art and its impact on so many different communities.
And art really does that. It really does kind of force people to have conversations because it won't be ignored. So I think that's really interesting and amazing to hear the impact that you had on those pharmaceutical companies, and especially again linking it into the own experiences that you've had, because a lot of people will sit back and they'll go through their own experiences, and it's a very insular world. But I guess what we're seeing with you and the Starving Artist is how you're using that as a platform to share your voice so that other people can be helped as well, which is amazing. And on that, you in addition to creating the Starving Artist, you've also got a Starving Artist Scholarship, which provides financial assistance for artists, particularly those that are receiving inpatient treatment of mental illnesses. And also, I know it supports other artists and individuals. How does the scholarship fund work, and what impact have you seen as a result of it?
Absolutely. So, the Starving Artist Fund and scholarship really came from, I think, a need for a combination of support within our approach to mental health treatment at large. A lot of the work that we do in the Starving Artist is to counteract the narratives and the stereotypes of who and how illnesses are experienced. So, a lot of the barriers that we saw was a lot of people were being excluded from traditional treatment. So, say for someone who has an eating disorder, unless they are so chronically emancipated, like they're too thin to function, they won't be accepted. Or we'll see that if unless you're like a teen girl who's on a treadmill eating carrot sticks trying to lose weight for prom, your experience tends to be invalidated. And so if you're say somebody who's in your 30s and you're a queer South Asian male, you're less likely to get supported. So for us, we're trying to fund different ways for people to get access to that care that they need. And while we definitely believe in art as that like creative voice and creative tool, it's sometimes not the only thing that people need. So really trying to combine our efforts. And we raise funds for the Starving Artists through our exhibitions, our workshops, our talks. We also have art-based reflection cards for sale, so people can really explore their own experiences through art creation and self-reflection. So really, a lot of the projects that we do alongside with donations really help us be able to achieve these goals.
That's incredible and amazing to know that that art is doing good as well. So many people, obviously, art is very is an amazing expression of what's going on in people's lives, and we as consumers of that can look at it and really enjoy it. But to know that actually it's doing so much more than just being on a wall or being on a table or whatever is amazing to see. And you're right, a lot of these young people don't get the support or the help that they need until they're at the very end of the condition that they're going through, and it's so much harder then to do something to help them and support them. So I think the more that we can support people when they're going into these issues and these problems, the more we can really help to reverse some of the things that are happening for them. So you are currently working on quite a few different projects, and I know you sent some links over for me to have a look at, which was the Voices of Water and the Pain of Others projects, which are really exciting. So tell us more about those and what your ambitions are for those.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Voices Above Water is really again looking at the themes of climate change, but then also really looking at some of the neglected aspects. So climate refugees, climate anxiety, really again trying to empower the voices to really be heard above all the noise and chaos of what's going on within our climate discussions and climate talks. So this project again is really combining art and sustainability, but it's an ongoing campaign. So we do have exhibitions and publications, but we're also doing a lot of workshops and talks with different communities. And we're also expanding our art-based reflection cards to help people explore climate activism and artivism to really tackle some of these issues within their own communities. The Pain of Others, on the other hand, is really looking at the impacts of trauma and conflict within often, right now, we know it's not a very great time for many parts of the world. So we're really trying to humanize the issues and really give, again, those voice behind numbers and really looking at some of the impacts of vast catastrophe, conflict, and the disproportionate effects on the general population. So, art is really a way for many people to advocate in situations where it's not necessarily okay to do so through words or through actions. So art is that safe space for people to process, reflect, and share, and really form genuine bonds with people to really help understand those who are being affected. So again, we're really trying to tackle a lot of different themes here, and it's really just trying to show the diversity of art and its impacts.
Yeah, amazing. And it is so diverse, and a great way for people to really express what's going on for them. I love that artivism. I'm going to be using that moving forward, Ali. I think that's a really, really great terminology. And so you've won numerous awards for the work that you're doing, as mentioned at the very beginning of the interview, including a Global Youth Award in 2024, which is how we met. How important do you think is it to be recognised by awarding bodies for the work that you do?
I think for me, it always comes down to, am I working for the communities that need it? So these awards do have so much importance and really give a platform and institutional validation. I think what it does is it really helps reaffirm the impact that I've been doing at the grassroots level. I think one of the great things is that awards really help recognize that impact that you've been doing, and then they also get to see and also hopefully help champion the work that we're doing to really get it across to more audiences and really get more engagement with the current work. And I think the Starving Artist has been really fortunate to see that impact and see a lot of different organizations to help us support through these accolades. But it's still a very long journey to go. And I think what they all just do is reaffirm that art has so much potential. And this is only the beginning of seeing what it can do.
Yeah, amazing. And of course, we would love to share all of your links and everything within this interview and beyond that, so that more people can help you to support other people that are going through, mental health problems, and also support them with their art journeys as well. You're currently teaching art at the University of Glasgow, but what are your ambitions for the future, for both for Starving Artists, but also for you personally on your own journey?
Hopefully, a lot more sleep. But I think that more on the personal, like I would say, career path, I would love to be a full professor of art and social justice. Being able to translate into academia all this real world impact, I think, is incredibly important. And making sure that our education institutions are being equipped for the future generations to actually make sure that what they're being taught in schools will have outward impact. So that's one of my main long-term goals. And then within the Starving Artist, it's really not giving up the Starving Artist anytime soon, but trying to focus on, as the director, to really be looking at where and how we can continue to create impact. So we're trying to expand our reach into many different geographic regions across the globe. So doing more work with South Asian communities. We're currently doing a project called Not Another Fish in the Sea that's really trying to centralize around oceanic and Caribbean communities, and really trying to, again, expand that outreach of art and its full potential. So looking at different topics and then also different ways of art communication. So very much trying to make the Starving Artists an industry leader for art activism and systemic reform.
Amazing. And I've got no doubt at all that that will be successful. And I love the fact that you're teaching the professor, and helping other people to see the artivism, which I think is, amazing. I run leadership programs all over the world, and I really do believe about from leading from the center, like a Fibonacci sequence. The more that you share with people and the more that you work with people, the more that it resonates out and gets louder and louder, and the more people that will be impacted by the work that you're doing and the work of the Starving Artist as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we can help you with that. Thank you so much, Ali, for joining me today and sharing that with me. I think it's going to be really impactful for a lot of people listening to your message. Again, we're going to share the links so people can get in touch with you directly, and those that want to help support by donations, etc., can do that through the links that we're sharing. So thanks very much for joining me today.
Oh, no worries at all. And again, it's such an honor to be able to share the work with your community. And if anyone wants to get involved, whether it's as an artist or someone who has a project idea or collaborations, we're always open to really expanding the impact. So please do reach out.
Yeah, definitely. And I would actively encourage people to do that, because it's going to be an amazing platform for support for you. So thanks very much. And we look forward to speaking talking again very soon.